Is everyone in the server?
Yep, I'm in. Or yeah.
I should join.
Oh
Yeah, it's me
no.
and Ash. It's on Connect Info.
And
I'll
just
just join. I'll just
yeah,
join Shadow.
and just before we start, have you? I assume, or I don't assume, are you guys like loosely familiar with Sunshine?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Thanks. Okay, I mean just like
Shadow, if you know about sunshine, can you teach it to us?
Yes.
please.
Very kind of you.
Okay, cool. Alright, oh, we're gonna spectator.
Alright, looks like we got everyone here, so we can go ahead and start. First thing, I'm going to go over callouts. So, starting from last, you got left side, point, and right side. Then down here, there's dungeon, which we'll explore in a bit. But pushing out this top left area, this is lobby. It's the same left lobby, right lobby, and then this is like lower lobby over here. And then you can see this entire area is dungeon, leads into last. And the reason it's called dungeon is just because the wall, it's got kind of like a cobblestone design on it. So going through dungeon, it'll bring you out to the second point. There's also a shutter here, leads into lobby. And then there's also this battlements or bats area. And then also in lower lobby, you got two more doors. So there's quite a few ways to get from last into second and vice versa. Over here, you'll have tiles, or you also like hear people call it like platform. I prefer tiles. You got point. Over here, you have valley. This is choke here. And then we have cafe. And here's the forward spawn when you own mid. Cool. Also, you'll hear some people call this like lighthouse, but just call it point. It's a lot easier to say. Tiles is over there. This side, you can call it like grass, but a lot of times this isn't really going to be called. Because like you'll just call they're pushing choke and like they'll naturally kind of walk this direction. But there's certain situations where if someone's like hiding here, you want to call that. Alright, once we're through choke, we have mid, and mid is pretty fun. There's a lot of stuff here. So you have our shed, and then there's left and right. These little buildings, we call them Tetris, just because it's kind of shaped like funky, like a bunch of Tetris pieces all connected. Up here, you just have like above point or clock tower, because there's a little bell there. The bell does ring. I guess it would be bell tower. I call it clock tower because I get it confused, but bell tower, clock tower, tower in general, it all works. There's underneath the point, there's a little health pack there. And here's the forward spawn if you own second. So just going back through cafe here, just to show that. And then I'll also go over to valley. You'll kind of see how this connects here. So that's pretty quick. The main thing on mids, as always, be sure to differentiate between like our choke versus their choke, our valley, etc. Like left Tetris versus right Tetris. You can even call them by their color. You'll have the red Tetris, and then on the other side, it's blue. Right here, this is just above cafe. Above our cafe on this side, and on the other side above their cafe. Cool. Any questions about callouts?
Nope.
Perfect. Does everyone know their rollout?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Okay, Ash, I will show you your rollout. Alright, so you're gonna start in spawn, get your buff as soon as you can move, jump, do a skip jump off of that, and you'll be able to slide off of that little staircase. Your medic should be giving you a buff while you're here, and then there's a couple things you can do from here. The standard way is just going to be doing not that jump, a jump here, a jump here. You can do a second jump. If you hit it right, what you can do is slide off of this staircase, and then you'll get a second or a third rocket there, and you'll be able to go flying. That's if you're doing a fast rollout. I can never hit that one. I'm not a good enough jumper. But if you can practice it, it's very good for going fast onto their demo. Because this mid in particular, the rollout is really slow for everyone except the demo. So the demo is going to be alone for a long time. So you can either do that skip jump there, or you can also do a valley rollout where you do a jump here, then a third jump. Don't hit that wall, you'll go flying. I prefer the standard one, so I never practice this one. Cool. And then Fugazi, you said you knew your rollout?
Yeah.
Okay, then I won't go over that. Mid fights, how it's gonna work. Both the demos are going to be arriving here super early. Demos can either go choke on this map, or they can also go valley. Just make sure you're playing a little passive, Fugazi, because, like I said, their roamer can roll out pretty fast on you, and you're gonna be like half health, and you're not gonna be able to get your arrow for a long time. So you just have to like know the timing, and right when your medic is coming, wait for your arrow. Then there's two different ways you can play the mid. You can either go left or you can go right. It's kind of like process in that sense. But whereas like process, you can play across, you can't really do that on Sunshine. It kind of just sucks. So if you're going left, this one, you're taking the fight on low ground, which means you have to push this very quickly. And like if they try to fight you, you're trying to fight them as hard as you can so you can get through this low ground and get on them. And kind of just keep rotating, try to catch out their players if they have any stragglers, or if they meet you, just take a team fight. On right, it's kind of the opposite. You have the high ground here, so you'll have advantage on them if they push into you. The main thing to be careful of on this mid is don't get caught in this corner. Medic, for example, if you ever find yourself like here on a mid, you're going to get bombed by soldiers, just because it kind of sucks. You can't really see much on this when you're back in this corner, and it's really easy just to get like bounced into this wall, and it sucks. On the other side, if you guys like say you're trying to go right and they go into that corner, well, your soldiers can just like bomb, land on high ground. Soldiers, make sure you're always landing on high ground on this mid, just because there's so much of it. You can land Tetris above cafe. This bell tower, you'll see people go on it, But that's more of something you'll want to do towards the end of mids. Kind of think of it like the point on Gully Wash. If you go on it too early in the mid, you're just going to get focused down. But towards the end of the mid, if you can get this position, it's pretty powerful. You can just spam rockets down from anywhere. Yeah, the mid fight's pretty simple actually. It's just like rotate and catch out stragglers and don't get caught in the death corner. Demo, scouts, and medic. A lot of teams, what they'll do when they're crossing is they'll walk behind here. But as long as the other team's not meeting you, it's actually a lot faster to be able to go in front of the Tetris, and you'll be able to keep like spamming them. Just be a little careful, because if they see you're doing that in their demo, like say their demo's here, it's really easy for them to shoot sticks there and catch you as you cross. So just like be looking for them and go if it's safe. Sometimes you'll have like a flank scout kind of playing underneath the point, like here, just vibing, making sure no one's crossing, but I much prefer flank scout being on high ground to deny the soldiers. Yeah, that's basically it. Any questions about the mid fight?
Nope.
Yes, because I wasn't here. Where do I stand as medic?
Okay, so when you get to mid, you'll be coming through choke. When you get to
Yeah.
here, your demo's gonna want to bow because he's gonna be at half health. And then there's two things that you're gonna do. I forgot to mention this, but the demo is going to be the one that calls what side you're going. Left
Yeah,
is
look
when
for
you're
right.
like faster, and right is kind of a more like slow mid. So your demo, your medic, excuse me, your demo is gonna call the side, and basically you have to go pretty fast so your team doesn't leave you. So make sure like you latch onto your pocket scout like here, and then they kind of escort you. The main thing on this mid, don't get caught in the death corners as medic. It's just really easy to get bounced into the wall. So if you can, walk in front of the Tetris. Like obviously if there's a soldier up here, don't walk in front there. But like your team should be shooting that guy. But just like get through quickly. If you're going right as medic, I kind of like to go up here. It gives you a little high ground if you get bombed early. And then if you guys are going to keep rotating, you can just quickly pass here. It's pretty easy to get bombed as medic on this mid. So your scouts need to be watching for it, and you need to be aware as well. Okay, cool. Any other questions? Sweet. Alright, we're gonna talk about holding and pushing. Alright. So, when you're holding last, let's say disadvantage, uber disadvantage, you want to be pretty passive. Most teams are just going to uber in their scout and demo in that top left area, and a lot of teams will kite through spawn, which is fine if, like, for example, you're really close to uber and you don't want to die, but it's much better just to kite, like, through this back area. If you're set up kind of like back here and you'll see them use in, it's really easy to just kite back here. Flank, what you're going to be doing, roamer, you can stand on top of this like crate thing, just shoot people down there. Flank scout, you'll probably be on an off class like NG or even like heavier sniper. Sniper's pretty good on this map. But if you're on scout, just kind of play around here, make sure no one pushes your roamer. That's one thing, Romer, you have to be aware of. You're going to be isolated from basically everyone on your team. And a common strategy is that they bring their heals and just kind of like push you. Don't commit to that fight. It's okay just to like jump away. You don't need to give up your life. And when they're aggressing like that, the demo will rotate. Pocket Soldier, if it's like big disad, you can chill up here. If you want to get the force as they walk in, you can just like kind of spam here, and when they use, just jump away. Or like jump up to here. But usually this is trapped by your demo, so they shouldn't be able to walk through there anyway. A very big thing on this map is shoving the flank. So as you guys rotate, like kiting their Uber, make sure you're shooting their flank, because their flank's going to be trying to get in through here. Like medic, as you rotate, you're going to immediately put your heals on your roamer. And if you guys can get these kills during the other team's Uber and then turn around, you'll have a number advantage on them. Cool. Holding on even Ubers, you can just hold a little more aggressive. Like your pocket soldier can spam here if they want. Be careful walking through here, because a lot of times this is trapped here, and it's really easy just to get juggled inside here. So that's kind of like the point of no return when you're just holding. Demo, you can be with your pocket soldier, just like spamming, and then medic, of course, you'll be with the both of them. And then roamer, you're just doing the same thing. Cool. Pushing out of last. There's 3 different doorways. Make sure you have one person clearing all of them. Usually flank scout will clear dungeon, and with like their roamer, I guess roamer can clear top right here. But make sure you check all these hiding spots. Like up there, someone could be like on this pipe. There's a lot of hiding spots in here. Shutter is going to be trapped a lot of times, so it sucks pushing out there. But combo, what you're going to do most of the time, you can peek bats, kind of see where they are. If they're passive, like you can come through bats. Sometimes this is going to be trapped, so it sucks to go through. Generally, combo, what you're going to want to do is rotate this bottom left area and just kind of walk through here, or walk through here, like check for traps. I think there's like a wall bug or something you can do here. So just make sure you look up, and like if there's a soldier just chilling in the air floating, just call it, and your medic will just kind of play passive until he falls down. Cool. Once you're out on second, usually they'll be passive by then, like if you're pushing out. If they're here and you have Uber at, just like Uber onto them. You can either go left of point. This is something that needs to be called if you're going like left of point, like into them, or if you're going like passive and rotating over to shutter. Make sure you guys clear this bush, because a lot of people, scouts especially, will just chill in this bush, and then when your medic like comes out here on the stairs, for example, they'll just run up and 2-shot your med. Yep, have someone clear dungeon. And you're out on second. Holding second. What your combo is going to be doing on even Ubers is your medic's going to be chilling around here. Demo, you're also going to be chilling around here. You can kind of spam pipes to the choke point. Pocket soldier, you can hold a little more aggressive over here, just making sure they're not getting through cafe for free. But be careful peeking this, because it's really easy for them to push you depending on how aggressive you are, and your teammates are more back here. And then pocket scout, you're also going to be here just watching for bombers. Bombers will most of the time be coming through choke. Even Uber's flank, you guys are just vibing over here. You can have your roamer stand here and your flank scout standing here. One thing to note, that health pack is poisoned. Don't grab it if you guys are holding second, because what's gonna happen is like you're gonna walk up to get this health pack, and their whole team's gonna be right there, and they're just gonna jump on you, and then you're low ground and like you can't even jump away. It sucks. So don't grab that health pack. It's poisoned. Okay. Holding second on Uber Disad, you're gonna have your demo medic in. It tastes good, yeah. Demo medic and pocket scout, you're all gonna be chilling on this battlements area. You can really spot like any door if you're here. Make sure like someone's watching cafe through this little like corridor, because it's kind of easy for them to get through cafe unspotted. Pocket soldier, you can play a little more aggressive like here or here and spam them like 3 rockets and then just jump away. Don't die for that. Roamer, on Disad, you have the fun job of being able to sack into them as they walk in. There's a lot you can do. You can hide in this corner. You can hide up here in this corner. Spam down on them. Probably don't shoot rockets here. Wait for them to walk through and then like shoot rockets on them. You can probably hide in Valley, but a lot of times their flank is going to clear it, so it sucks. Those are the 2 main hiding points. I also found a lot of success just kind of doing like a high bomb off of here and landing on them. If I actually like hit the second rocket, there's like an invisible wall here. That might be new. I don't know. You can also just like chill in this corner, but they'll be able to see you, so it kind of sucks. A lot of what I see too is this corner, because surprisingly enough, like people don't check this corner, so when they walk through choke, you can just shoot them. The main thing is on Roamer, don't be in the same spot every single time. So like your first time you could be playing up here, and then the second time they'll look up there, but actually you're down here, and they won't check it, or like you're in that corner. And then flank scout, you're kind of just watching Valley. Like as soon as they're there, you just give it up. You can't really do much. Okay, pushing into middle. There's 3 different doors you can go, and all of them are perfectly viable. Choke, that's kind of going to be like a standard one. It's like an in-between. It's pretty passive depending on where they are. If you see them at cafe, you can use your Uber on them. But like if they're choke, you'll be able to walk in for free. Make sure Pocket Scout, you're checking traps on this side. You can have traps like on this wall, and also this side, and like on these boxes. There's a lot of trap spots, like here. You'll have traps like by these ledges. So just be aware of all of these. So that's a push through choke. It's pretty straightforward, and then your flank, like make sure they clear like Valley there, and then like Pocket Scout, like before you guys go choke, you can just like check this and then go choke.
That ammo box, I've also seen some sticky traps going through. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, all of the ammo boxes on this map are pretty low to the ground. Like you'll see traps like on this pack as well. 'Cause you can't see them. Okay, that's pushing through choke. Say you want to push through Valley. This one is more of like almost like an IT Uber, where you think that they're holding like on Tetris by cafe, and you just want to like use into them and catch them off guard. But that's really only if you know that they're here. Like if you use in here and they're at choke, like there's no way you're catching them. A lot of what decides your push on this map will be where the enemy team is holding. So you guys just need to get vision. Like if they're Tetris and you want to play it passive and try to milk your Uber, then obviously you'd go cafe. You wouldn't go the door closest to them. But if you want to take an aggressive Uber, use into them, then go the door closest to them, and then chokes in between. So if you guys are trying to milk through Valley, Pocket Scout, you can jump onto this little crate and then jump around onto this high ground. You'll be able to see a lot and get through the choke pretty easily because a lot of spam will be coming here. Medic, be careful. Make sure you're looking up, like kind of as you round this corner and even a little before, because soldiers are going to be bombing you like right as you come in here. And cool, and check these traps. Pushing cafe. So again, check all the hiding spots as you walk through, like make sure there's no traps anywhere. Now there's two ways once you're here that you can go cafe. Generally right, I feel is a little more safer, because they won't spot you. So you can get in a little deeper and say they're at choke, like then you can use in on them. Or if they're out, you can just like rotate to the point. Whereas like left, like they'll be able to see you. So they could call where you are and then their soldier could bomb you. A lot of times there's going to be a soldier hiding up here. So like your Pocket Scout, you need to be jumping on Tetris and like checking if anyone is there and call it. And Medic, you can't walk through until you hear the call that it's clear. Yeah, like there's also soldiers can hide in this corner and come at you. So pushing through cafe is more of like they're down players, or like we see they're really passive and just want to get in fast. And that's pushing from second into mid. All right, moving on with that. What's our time at? We got like 27 minutes until you guys are done. I think we should be good. Okay, holding mid, even Ubers. This is a fun one. So Medic, you'll kind of just be chilling like over here. Demo, your job is lock down the choke area. Pocket Scout, you can be chilling here. And then Pocket Soldier, you can kind of rotate around, like you can help like your Pocket Scout if someone's too aggressive here, or like you can play cafe. Flank Scout, you'll be kind of just like chilling in this area as well. You guys actually can get kind of aggressive in cafe, like if anyone is here, but don't go past this line, because that's like the same thing. If you're past this line, then they're able to jump on you. Roamer, you're gonna be sacking. A standard jump that you'll see is not that. You jump off of here, a jump here, and then third rocket, and you'll land like right on their medic. If you don't want to do 3 rockets, you can just kind of walk up here, jump, jump. It's a little slower, but you'll land in the same spot. And that's like the standard sack you'll see. There's a few like harder jumps that you can do. Like one is through Valley. You have to do a C-tap for this one, and I suck at C-taps, so take that as you will. But basically, you'll do a second jump off of that, and you should have height that you're actually able to wrap around and land here. I never use that one though, because it's difficult. And then like all maps, if you're trying to sack into them, you can bring your heals. Like say, bring your soldier, scout, and that's Pocket Soldier, scout, and demo, walk your heels up here and start like trying to catch their flank or like trying to spam them. And if you're right here, you can draw eyes. Their whole team will rotate to shoot you, and like that'll be when your roamer goes in. Like they'll all be looking at Valley, and then you're like, haha, I hit that thing, but say I didn't and I landed here. And that's where their medic would be, like, or something. Yeah, just don't let your roamer, like, just do single sacks. Like, try to pressure through a doorway. It's a lot higher likelihood of succeeding. If you guys are pressuring through Valley, medic, make sure you're looking up. And, like, get ready to hold the S key here. Because what'll happen is a soldier will be right here, do a jump, and be able to rotate onto you. So just be ready for that guy. You should have a lot of time to see him coming, and you'll be able to call it, and then your pocket scout will be able to look at that person. I also like having flank scout here, but you guys have to be careful, because another thing that can happen is after your roamer sacks, and if you guys are still chilling in Valley, the enemy roamer is just going to kind of walk through choke, and no one's here, so they'll just get behind you for free. So you can either assign someone to watch it, like your flank scout, or you can just like be ready for it and be looking for that guy. Having your flank scout watch it is probably a lot safer. And that's the same thing, like, they won't just go choke, like, they could also go cafe, because cafe will also be free. Okay, on disad, two things. You can have medic holding back here, kind of ready to leave cafe. Flank scout or pocket scout, you'll be here, just kind of like watching when they push in. Just leave with your medic. Demo, I've actually seen on this map demos leave separate from their combo. I don't really know why they do it. I think it's because choke allows you to watch more traps. So you can kind of just like chill and just back out choke. But if you want, you can also leave with your combo. It's not too important as long as you're surviving and not getting isolated on your own. Flank scout, your job kind of is to just vibe here and make sure you're spotting like cafe as much as you can. Like you can even be like this aggressive, but careful if they go choke, because it's pretty easy for you to get caught. But your job is to basically like just spot these things and call it for your roamer, for example, if your roamer's up here. Pocket soldier, you can play up here. Basically spam any doorway. You'll also be able to spot cafe here. And then like when they come, just jump away. Cool. And I already went over like how you can sack as roamer here. Okay, pushing into second. So it's the same deal, just like the opposite way. Like you can go choke, which is kind of like an in-between. Like if you're here and you see they're on tiles still, like Uber into them if you have ad. Or you can also just choose to just like play it passive, rotate over to point here. If they're backed up. Going Valley, that's if you have like a big player ad or something and you want to get in, or you just want to take an aggressive Uber into them, and your goal here is to try to catch them leaving shutter. Like they'll be on tiles, they're gonna back up to shutter, but what you're trying to do is Uber here, bomb your demo. Demo's gonna land like right here, shoot a bunch of stickies here and bounce them up, and then your scout will come in and clean it up. But like all of these Ubers here are just like a see where they are, and you'll have time to decide. Like if you see them, you can Uber. Otherwise, you can just kind of rotate. But you just have to be quick on making that call. Going cafe. This is the safest option. Generally, this is when you're trying to milk your Uber. And you don't want to take it aggressive into them. What you're gonna do is walk here. If they're like right here, you can still Uber into them, but a lot of times you can just kind of spam them out, or like they'll be on bats, and you can catch them. That's another thing. Valley, like you can bomb to bats if they're here. Just don't like chase into lobby unless you have like a really good Uber. Cause your medic can't get up here to flash you. Cool. Pocket Scout, make sure you're clearing trap spots, traps on these walls, traps here, traps here, like traps all over here. There's a hiding spot right here. Make sure you guys clear it. I've seen a lot of scouts just chilling in this spot. There used to be more rocks here. Or no, the rocks are down here. You can put stickies in these rocks. So medic, really anyone on your team, don't walk right here. Unless you're like going to Uber and like, or you're sure like their demo has debt and you want to push aggressive, it's a lot safer to just kind of walk this way looking up. But Pocket Scout, make sure like if you push choke, you're clearing that corner, clearing above here, clearing here, clearing that bush, clearing everything. There's so many trap spots. It's kind of fun. Cafe. Trap spots, clear this corner. Check here. There can be traps on that ledge. I'll show that later. Traps in the health pack. People in that corner. Traps there. Etc, etc. Alright, now you guys hold a second. So even Ubers, basically you don't want to go in lobby unless you have Uber. So once you have Uber, you're allowed to enter lobby. There's two things you can do. You can either say, alright Roamer, have fun, and your Roamer just does this, lands on their medic. Or like your Roamer can go dungeon, or you can just like do a jump like that, land close to them. Or my favorite thing to do is bring your heals. You'll have your pocket soldier and both scouts and your demo. Bring everyone over like this way. And what I was saying before, this soldier's gonna be here. If you guys pressure him, like he'll shoot his 4 rockets and not be able to do anything. Just push that guy, he'll be alone. You'll get that kill, and you can keep pressuring. So then their whole team is like, oh no, they're walking in, shoot them. And then that's exactly when your roamer is going to just do the jump here. I ran out of rockets. You can get in pretty deep here. Going far left, you'll want to go once you're like pushing into last on add. This is more of a if you have player add, you'll be able to get in here for free. And a lot of times their whole team, if they're down 2 for example, their combo, they're just going to be staring at that top left area. You can have your scout stand on the point, and a lot of times like you'll be able to cap before they even realize you're capping and look at you. Those are pretty bad teams though. But like say you also have Uber ad or something, you can just go into them. If you guys have Uber ad though, and like it's even players, generally what you'll do with your Uber is use in on your scout. Your demo will be right behind. Bomb over here. Try to catch them if they're going into spawn. Usually there's like a gun right here. Or if they're going this way, you can shoot them there. A lot of times on this last push, teams are going to be ending like on the low ground here. That kind of sucks. Like you either have to realize like Oh, we bombed in. There's nothing here. Let's cross with our Uber and try to get something. But like if there is like a gun here, sometimes you won't have enough Uber left to cross. So just like be aware of that and make sure the call is clear on if we're trying to cross or if we're just gonna kind of play the high ground here, demo trap point, scout, you'll be able to stand on it. Make sure you guys clear those, or make sure you're just like standing on this side of point away from these little cones, because stickies can be inside them. Cool. You'd pretty much never want to be walking in top right, just because it's like always trapped, and if it's not, a soldier can be there and bomb you here. Unless you're like Froyo. Froyo, they can walk in here, but there was like one grand finals or something where they walked in here and the other team, they were so smart that they had their trap here because they knew that they would try to walk in and then the medic dropped. Yeah, that's basically pushing into last. A pretty straightforward. So that's pushing and holding. That was a lot of information, but are there any questions about that? Let's go, no questions.
No question.
That means I explained it perfectly.
Very well.
Yeah, the traps, they can go like in these little like ammo packs. That's kind of placed bad, but you can put it directly in it. The trap right here, I think it's, yeah, they won't be able to see it. They'll be looking in that direction, and like if they walk here, just like that, you'll kill them. You gotta put it a little lower. Yeah, like right there. Yeah, so make sure you're just clearing that trap. And I guarantee if you use that trap in Newcomer, like there are gonna be people that never clear that trap. Like people will clear this one, and like this one, those are obvious traps, but that one, no one knows about it. The rock trap over here. You can see, like, you can't see these stickies really. So if like they're not paying attention, they'll just walk on those and explode. Trap here, etc., etc. Those are the like the two main ones I wanted to make sure you guys were aware of. Sniper sight lines on this map, they're actually kind of powerful. If they have a sniper like standing choke, like they'll be able to see like most doorways, like see your choke there. So just be careful of that. Make sure you get an early call, have both your soldiers bomb that guy and pressure him, and then your team can come in. Gotta walk all the way to last. Generally on last holds, if you're a sniper, you're just gonna be like chilling in this doorway. If like by any chance they don't use around that corner, like you can just shoot them. But then don't stay on sniper, like switch to heavy or scout. You can also snipe this right area, but it's a lot easier to get caught here just because you're more aggressive and you never want to be caught on sniper. Heavies a lot of times will hide behind the point, and when you guys are, you start capping, the heavy's gonna jump here and try to own you. So just be ready for a heavy to jump in your face here and just either back up or just meat shot him a bunch of times. When you're pushing left, make sure you're playing this high ground up here. Like don't fall down here. And you'll be able to chill, like bait the cap. If you're baiting the cap, they have to come into you. Like, so what the idea is if they're up there, you're baiting the cap, they're gonna bomb you and like walk forward to try to stop the cap. Just back up. Your demo will have sticks on it. It'll be free. Also, I'm remembering now, I didn't talk about the dungeon push. This is like a momentum push if they're like really down players, you're just trying to get in. You can walk in here. This is almost never going to be trapped, so you don't need to worry about that. And you can get in pretty deep before you have to Uber, unless there's a soldier standing here or a soldier standing here. But like you're going so fast that medic, you'll be able to see if those people are there. If you see those people shooting at you, you can just use just make sure you're not like lingering in this doorway and giving them time to react. Just get through fast, use your Uber, bait the point, whatever you need to do. Gun spots. I guess I didn't really need to go on NG for this. Oh well.
Hey, more in the zone.
Yeah.
Good or Yuri, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally you'll have a gun here. Or you also see guns here. That's really the main two, honestly. I'm sure there's like some random ones you guys can find. Like I think people have put guns here every now and then, but those two are just standard ones. Yeah, so I think that's everything. Any questions?
No, I think I'm pretty set.
I have a question.
Yes.
How has your day been?
Oh, it was actually pretty good until like the end of the day. Not because of you guys, but because I was in a 2-hour meeting.
Lovely.
Yeah. But thanks for asking.
No problem.
How have your scrims been going?
It's been going well. We lost our last match 3-5. It's been going well. We've been improving.
Any
Pretty happy
specific
with it.
things you think like you're struggling on?
Really, I think the big thing is just coordination.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing.
But yeah, I don't think anyone independently is there. I don't think there's like anything major that people are doing wrong. I think just more, pushing together, organizing, sticking together when we do stuff.
That makes sense to me.
Okay. Unless anyone has any other notes, I think that's my big thing.
No.
Makes sense.
Oh, actually, one thing I wanted to note because I was looking earlier. We have now played the 4 bottom teams, which means that we only have the good teams left to play.
Fees.
So it'll be fun.
Okay.
But yeah. All right, I'm gonna hop on red.
Alright, well, good luck in your scrims and good luck in your matches.
Yeah, thanks.
Let me know if any questions come up, and
Okay.
just remember I'm like always available if you want to get a personal demo review or something. And I'm sure
yeah, sure.
Jakey is too. I hit the jump, let's go.
Alright. Oh yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate that. Appreciate the help.
Yeah, of course. Have a nice night. Night, guys.
You too.
Me
Bye.
too.
Peace.
Peace.